Hello and good evening, everybody. lucasgvariety here. I'm Lucas. lucasgvariety. This is the place you're at, and I'm with my friends here, some new, some old, everybody all together to be a glorious group of adventurers in the great game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We're going to be doing the Yawning Portal campaign out of the book itself, and the Sunless Citadel, our old 3.5 module revamped 5.0, will be our first quest. I've actually run this a couple times back in the day when 3.5 was the D&D that you played. And all the books right over there I'm looking at. That was before we had this fancy internet playing thing. We actually used pencil and paper and dice for real. So anyway, Crazy Pilot, thank you for being here and liking turtles, and we'll begin. Just a couple things I'm going to go over about this campaign, and we'll get started. We're starting right at first level with some noob characters. Today is our first session, July 30th, 2020. And this is rated PG for some graphic blood and gore, Game of Thrones style. Just kidding, it's not PG. Anyway, some graphic blood and gore. We'll see what happens.
I'll just say, if you wanted a PG friend, you shouldn't have let me join.
Well, you're just gonna have to. We'll just see what happens. It's bad.
Get a cat squeaker, just like
yeah.
every time, because most folks know me by now.
I'm gonna have to beep you out all the time. I'll take care of it in post. Anyway, so also you out there live in the Twitch audience can decide a little bit how this game works. If you want to help the players or hinder them, you can throw some cheer bits our way. We like raising money, give us a little bit of support to get new equipment and upgrade everything. So 100 cheer bits, as you can see, gives you a +2 to a PC roll. It goes in a pool. Anybody can use it. 200 bits is going to be an advantage to a PC, or 300 bits gives me an advantage to use on a monster. And tonight's super secret 500 bit donation adds a challenge rating 5 or less monster into the dungeon.
Oh, God.
It's not advertised. I'm thinking Minotaur. Minotaur is what I've been thinking about. I love Minotaurs. They're so good. So you want to throw 500?
Please no.
Yeah, please no.
Make them squeal a little bit. It's fine. All right. For some reason, I don't see the roll 20 up on the overlay. Of course, it's going to do that to me. So here's the thing. I don't know if I have an opening blurb in this. Actually, let me see. Green Dragon Inn. Oh, that's another. I was a little bit not where I was supposed to be. Here we go. So I've given 3 adventure hooks to the players. I'm going to let them kind of talk about it. They are going to represent a group that, I mean, they're all first level, so they've worked together a little bit. Maybe a couple people know each other better than that person who happens to know this other person. So they're also kind of getting used to each other as people, but they know each other from before. Somehow they've come together, and they're coming into the small town of Oakhurst. It's a few days before Midsummer Solstice, and we're looking at dusk coming up in the next hour and a half or so. So it's been a long journey. They're dusty from the road. They're coming into this place, which is where the adventure will begin, as we always do. So as I get my P's and Q's in the right order, I'm just going to kind of open up as we see these 5 adventurers walking, and we'll get their introductions as we go. So, players, I'm going to turn it over to you. And you can go as much out of character as you need to define what you're here for, and then get into role-playing, however you guys want to do it.
Yay. So, I'm muted.
Who wants to go first?
You are not muted. I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay.
I can go first if that would make it easier.
I can also go first.
Go on.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up the thing I wrote. The thing I wrote a while ago and then never put into Roll20. Okay, Eilania is kind of a mystery. She acts really haughty, that my family makes more money in a second than you do in a year kind of haughty. And
these are always good people to have around. Great.
Anyway, and she wears rather regal, albeit rather scandalous almost, as it is a little bit revealing. clothing. And she's been training with swords, though it's evident that she still has a long ways to go. She also is a familiar, what color is he again?
It's greenish.
Grayish, whitish owl that she refers to as Quarian.
Quarium?
Quarian.
Quarian. Okay.
Q.
I'm never gonna say that any other way than Quarian from Mass Effect.
I'm pretty sure the spelling is the same except for the O and or the pronunciation's the same except for the O and the A. I never noticed that till now. Anyways, and that is pretty much it. Oh, she at the moment she seems to be mainly doing things for money, which is kind of odd given her general attitude.
But you're so rich though.
It's not something she likes to talk about.
Fair.
Okay, and that's pretty much it.
Eilania, thank you. Got to get these names down. I will murder them for a while, but then I'll get it right. So,
Eilania.
Thank you, Eilania.
In real life, my last name is very hard to pronounce, as it has 3 syllables in a row. So, it's all good.
Thank you. Who else do we see? So the camera's kind of panning over. We're gonna get like a little slow look of everybody as we're kicking the dust off coming into the city of Oakhurst. Who we pan over to next?
I can go next.
Yes.
So I am playing Calcaria, the tiefling monk. The fearless tiefling monk who she's here to make a name for herself, and the White Talons, the mercenary company that she's with.
I like that. White Talon. Okay. Mercenary company.
Yep. So she's actually just kind of met up with the rest of the group by happenstance. She has met, oh dear, which character was that? One of the others.
The human cleric. Grim Rain.
Yes, Grim. That was it. They met 15 years ago by chance. At her home village. Let me scroll back and figure out the backstory. He had docked at her home village and helped out when her home was attacked. She joined the militia. He happened to be docked at the time. They worked together. And then he sailed off, and that was 15 years ago, and she hasn't seen him since until they met up here.
So you work for the White Talon Company, but why are you not with them and you're with these other guys who are not a part of that mercenary company?
Well, you see, there was a whole bit with... while I pull up her backstory.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say
Yeah. There was that whole portal to Shadowfell that she kind of fell into, and which is where she learned her whole monkish thing. And she hasn't really made her way back to them yet. She heard of this shiznit going on here, and she's like, all right, cool, let's go do this. I can meet up with them later.
Did you find Grim again and drag him along? How did you guys... I shouldn't be asking. I'm just curious, I guess. No, I have to ask. I want to know.
I'm not sure exactly how they...
Okay, we can discover as we go along. I'm just asking as it pops in my head, but we can totally discover this as we go along.
No. Either way works. Either they met up by happenstance, or they met up by happenstance, and then she dragged him along. I mean, that would be up to Grim's player, who I'm still not sure who is yet.
Joseph.
Yeah, that's me. And I think it was a chance encounter. We'll elaborate later.
Okay.
Fair enough. But I think that's all I have for Calcaria at the moment. She does not get along with Eilania. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, great.
Oh, lovely.
She does not like the hoity-toityness. She's a very salt of the earth. She grew up in a small, like, fishing village, basically, and was very hands-on. And, oh, she wants to wipe that smirk from her face.
I approve.
But she has to play nice. Mostly.
We'll see what happens later. Great. Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is being a,
At least my,
Okay, so it's
at least
not
my internet,
just me.
It's not my internet that's not working. It's Twitch. I'm all right. I can take that. We're still here.
I'm just,
a step
yeah.
up.
So it might be aftershocks from the Cloudflare outage last week because
Yeah.
I'm just happy it didn't nuke anything of Lucas's on Roll20 because it nuked like 3 hours of prep work I did for the campaign that was supposed to happen yesterday.
So nuts.
Oh no.
Yeah, and yeah, as soon as I saw that, it was like, nope, no stream. So,
Wow.
yeah. But are you done, Calcaria?
Yes, I believe that
See,
should
are
be it
we
for Calcaria.
Yeah, we're still live. It might not be on Twitch, but we're still on the recording, so we're still going.
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
but
So let's pan over to the next person. Is that?
I guess since I'm kind of chattering, I guess I'll go. So Richter, you see, here is from a rather small village, way out on the outskirts. Richter is a halfling. He likes to consider himself a good person, just who has to do some very underhanded things to make things right for folk. You see, back home, the local lord, you see, he was getting a little greedy with them taxes. A lot of families were having a real rough time of it. So, and considering that most of us were farmers or fishermen, or even the local blacksmith was having trouble keeping up with that kind of tax rate. And, well, I kind of, how do I put this? Lightened the tax load a little bit, gave back to the community, which that was not received well by the Lord's men. And, well, next thing I knew, I was on the run. So... But from town to town I went, and as I got a little bit more nimble with my fingers, found out I could help out more people along the road. Merchant here, a nobleman there. They don't miss a couple of coins, or wallets, or a chest.
Or a head.
So I just... quietly just boop, and the next thing you know, the local populace gets a nice little influx of cash. And other than my local lord, I don't think anybody else has caught on. Least of all, and he like gestures over at Eilania.
Yeah, I was thinking
least
that.
of all, this one.
I was thinking that the entire time.
But other than that, I make a good, honest living helping folks out.
Yeah.
So well, I do all my best work when people don't notice me, and well, in the company of, such a shining beauty over there, again gesturing at Eilania, such an interesting character as that one for such as Calcaria, or such muscle as our friendly Leonin friend over there. Business is good.
Very nice, Richter. I like that.
We got to work on our backstories together at some point, because I'm listening to all this and I'm just thinking of all these ways, like
Please
uh,
connect your bonds, guys. Anyway,
yep.
Richter, you done? I think.
Yes, that is Richter.
I guess that leads to me, I guess. I am Baragon Grimclaw. From Clan Grimclaw. I scour the lands to help the people who cannot help themselves, basically. With my 2 swords and my hand axe. With my silver mane and my grey complexion. I travel the land. That's literally it.
I like it.
I like it. It's fine. Travel the land and do good for folk. That's all you need to know. And also, you're a big.
Travels the earth.
You're a big lion, man.
man. Seas.
Yep, a big lion, big lion, man. I think I'm like 7 feet tall or something.
Oh,
Wait, what? race are you?
Leonins are very
Oh,
big.
God.
so you can hide the halfling in your mane when he needs to do some stealthing.
I just
I
kind of
could ri- I-
imagine.
Can we ride you?
I can ride you into combat.
You could sit on my shoulder, I guess.
Oh
Oh,
man, we're gonna have to make up some rules. It's totally gonna happen. All right, that's fine.
Honestly, through Baragon's whole thing, I just saw Calcaria there behind them, rolling her eyes over the whole goody two shoes bit.
It's like, and you're like, and then we got Grim at the very end. It's like, why are all these people out loud self-narrating their stories? I don't understand what's going on. Who are they talking to? Such a fourth wall break. Sorry. I can see Calcaria rolling her eyes already. This is perfect. All right, let's shift over. Let's shift over to Grim, and we'll finish this up.
Yeah, so just outside of character, Grim, he's that chill old dude. All right, he's pretty chill. He's pretty old. His life before it's drastically changed recently was a sailor. He was supervisor, just kind of watched over, and over times he started noticing things. That's where he ran into multiple characters actually. First it was the elf there, and he taught him how to read Elvish, and he appreciated that. And then a really dark and scary night, a fire near one of the docks he was ported to, and a bunch of villagers were attacked here. There were tieflings, and he tried to help his best. He didn't have the power to really help. So at the end of his sailing days, he took up the word of a priest and became a cleric because he wanted to change. So this is where he's starting. He's starting his cleric life, his past sailor life. And yeah, he's seen some of the lands, and he wants to do some good stuff. But he's still pretty chill. He's a human. And he's got a big old warhammer with him and his shield. It's all really brand new yet, hasn't really been used much. But his clothes, you can still mistake him for a sailor. He doesn't quite have a lot of money to get a nice get up yet. Wasn't for the warhammer. And he is he's not quite the believer yet, because he's just kind of new to it all. But he's a follower of Helm, and if you ever notice it on his shield, and he actually has a necklace too, there's the Helm symbol, but he's just so new to it, and he thinks he completely believes, but he needs to learn a lot yet.
What's a little bit about Helm that you would know / the audience will learn?
Yeah, of course, it's a god. It's a very lawful, good god.
Okay.
Makes the right choice, makes a good choice in life, and help people.
Fits perfect with Eilania and the rogue and everybody. Everybody's lawful good here, so it's all perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Lawful.
I know. It's simple.
I'm neither lawful nor good.
Closed gauntlet, or it's a gauntlet in it. Yeah. Like I said, he's all new to it. So.
Closed gauntlet. You're the old guy that is lawful good, that knows better than all these kids, even though the elf
is
probably way
All I'm
old.
gonna say is
she doesn't have-
you thought you had gray hairs beforehand. Just wait until you stick around me a little while.
She probably only has assuming he's what, in his 40s or 50s. She's only probably about 50 or so years older, which in elf terms isn't
Still a
that
child.
much. Yeah, still a child.
True, true.
Grim is
Or
Depending on
adult that
which-
just reached adulthood.
How old is
To a 50,
Grim?
to a
he's 50, but he does have a funny story about the rogue that he'll share someday. They bumped into each other.
It's all gonna come out.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. He's gray hair, yeah, brown eyes. He's kind of tall, but not super tall, and he's not super muscular, nothing like that.
Not lean and tall and muscular, but good enough. So we get a glance at everybody here, and now this is maybe a little more out of character, or you can bring it into character any way you want, but let's discover why you're coming into Oakhurst. You know, if we've heard of the Sunless Citadel, probably if you're going for the glory approach, but I'll shut up again and just let you guys kind of portray how or why. I mean, like I said, it can be multiple reasons, but why are you here right now? Almost midsummer. Rolling into this little town. Oh, go ahead.
I would counter that to you, GM, of what legends would we have heard of the Sunless Citadel?
Oh. I would say...
Touche.
I know, it's like, what? I didn't want to talk anymore.
Wrong game for that, friend.
That's true. Well, the Sunless Citadel is, I mean, who knows what this ancient buried temple was actually called, right? That's just the name that's come across, but everybody's heard about it, at least if you're close enough locally to have heard about it, or at least heard the word. Especially a sailor, they hear stuff all the time. You know, rogues travel, especially halfling rogues. They travel, they hear. And other people jump into the fray, but if you're going for glory, I mean, the Sunless Citadel is known locally. I guess, I don't know. Maybe this is the first time we have to make a roll. Something like a history roll of some sort.
Ooh, I'm good at those.
There was...
Character sheet.
I would say that there has been, I mean, coincidentally, there's been a posting for a missing group of adventurers that have gone into the Sunless Citadel a few weeks before you. So there is the possibility that you're coming for the call of heroics. So that's been, I mean, where the Sunless Citadel goes, people every few years here and there try to go in. So this is the most recent group that's gone in, but they have not come back. Two are brother and sister, and then there's two other adventurers that went with them. And the brother and sister, their mother, who's the matriarch of their family, is actually in Oakhurst. She's the one that has been put out the, you know, basically on the notice board in all the surrounding villages and stuff. Hey, I need help finding my children. Please heed the call. And also, there's a thing with the goblin tribe, and goblins are nasty little creatures. They apparently are taking up hold in the Sunless Citadel. So, you know, there's always, goblins are evil little biddies that just terrorize people, and there's always good coin in eradicating them. But also,
The only thing worse than the tax man is a bunch of goblins.
Sounds like you all need
Even
to
though
call
they
the
have
goblin
about
slayer.
this, even though they have about the same amount of table manners.
and it's a weird thing. There's not just the goblins there, but they also come and sell fruit, this mysterious fruit, about once every midsummer and midwinter. It's almost midsummer now, so their time to reapproach the village of Oakhurst draws nigh. So now I'll say, without all the extra details that maybe you've read about or you might know, that's about everything you know superficially, unless you're going to jump in a little deeper. Did you ask something there? You can make a history roll if you want to maybe glean a little bit more.
Yay.
I don't know how much more I'll tell you, but maybe I'll tell you something. Just maybe I will.
I'm on roll 20. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice.
That's not high enough.
We're wasting all the good rolls.
Man, Twitch is just.
Which
Yeah,
haven't had a good day.
I have closed Twitch on my screen.
I
because
did
it's
too.
It's doing nothing but Rainbow Road.
Oh, well now it's hosting
working.
someone else.
Wait, what?
It's hosting some.
It's
Yeah.
it's hosting someone else right now.
Oh, okay.
So, so it might be OBS. It might actually be OBS throwing a fit. But
I can technically on this. You know, it restarted on all my stuff, so we'll just go with it.
yeah,
We're still
so
we're still all together. We're still playing. It's still being recorded.
Mhm.
So
straight to
Fair
YouTube
enough.
special.
Yep.
so let me think.
But better get here quick because after a while we'll go back in the vault.
Oh gosh, this is not Disney.
I like the idea of people being kidnapped, and you know, it really hits a soft spot in some of us that we want to help them.
So, Eilania is interested in both the kidnapping and the fruit, though she really wants to go on the kidnapping one, but she is word up to her she'd go on the fruit one.
So, Calcaria. She started on this way, on her way here, solo, before she met up with everybody else. She had stumbled her way out of back out of Shadowfell, managed to find a portal or something out, same way she got in, or something, I don't know. Started hearing these legends of the Sunless Citadel, and you know, promises of glory and treasure, and maybe she can make a name for the White Talons while she's here. And then, I don't know, sometime on her way here, she met up with the rest of y'all, decided to stick around because, hey, I recognize Grim, he's gotten old. And in the rescue, you know.
Oh, Grim!
Rescue mission gets brought up, and now she's all gung-ho about proving that she's better than this other group of adventurers. She can succeed where they have failed. We're gonna rescue them just to prove I'm better. And that's where she's at.
We must help them. Anyone lost?
Yeah, help them, sure.
It's our duty, or my duty at least. If you want to tag along, you may. But anyone in danger, I must help to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, sure. Helping people.
Yeah, that. Eilania, did you get my message to you?
Oh, no, sorry.
In the Zoom chat, that is for your history roll. I'm just going to copy paste you some extra stuff, and you can reveal it as you wish.
Okay.
See,
Zoom, where art thou? There art thou.
so you're having this conversation about the different things you've heard and how you've come together, right? Everybody's kind of has their own little mindset for some things, and you're coming into the village proper almost, and there's been more houses and more houses. Oh my goodness. I just lost you guys.